You have probably heard of Robert Greene's dangerous book, The 48 Laws of Power. But do you know that there is an even darker and more dangerous book? After reading it, some of the world's most powerful people, Putin, King Henry, Steve Jobs, dictator Joseph Stalin, and Warren Buffett, have also called it the most dark and dangerous book of our time. And the name of that book is The Prince, written by Niccolo Machiavelli, who at that time was a very powerful man himself. He used to associate with great leaders, kings, and military commanders. Then one night, when a coup took place in Italy, everything in his life changed overnight. He was falsely accused. Everything was taken away from him. To torture him, his hands were tied, and he was hung upside down for several days until his shoulders nearly came out of their sockets. But he survived, and he was exiled from the city and thrown into a village. Yet his courage never broke because he knew something that never allowed him to break. Sitting alone in a small room, he wrote a letter to one of his friends. In that letter, he neither complained nor asked anyone for help. Instead, he revealed something else, something extremely dangerous, something no one had ever thought of. The very first thing Machiavelli said was, "Don't be an angel, and don't be a devil." This is called ambiguous morality. You must have heard this famous line from My Name is Khan. There are only two kinds of people in this world, good people and bad people. But according to Machiavelli, that is completely wrong. The world is not just black and white. The world is also grey. No one is completely good or completely evil. Everyone becomes both good and bad according to time and circumstances. That is why you must learn when to be kind and with whom, and when to be harsh and with whom. There is a saying, keep both your tongue and your shoes strong. Use whichever is needed when the time comes. That was Machiavelli's principle. Don't see the good in everyone. See the truth. An action that looks good on the surface is not always good. An action that looks harsh on the surface is not always bad. Ambiguous morality is not selfishness. You are not hurting others for your own benefit. You are simply making difficult decisions for the benefit of more people. Draw a line for yourself. There are certain things you should never do, no matter what. Never cross that line. But within that line, allow yourself to remain practical and logical, whether people understand you or not. And honestly, you don't even need to explain yourself to anyone. Machiavelli also believed that you should never reveal your entire story. Think about it. The most interesting people in your life, are they the ones who keep you curious? The ones you never fully understand? The ones you always want to know more about? Or are they the people who openly tell you everything? Notice something. Powerful people speak in incomplete sentences. They answer questions with questions. When you expect them to explain everything, they simply smile and change the subject. This is called calculated opacity. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. And that difference, that gap, is real power." Imagine someone asks you, "Hey bro, what are you doing this weekend?" Most people immediately tell their entire story. "I've got this work, then that work, then I'm going here, meeting him, blah blah blah." Now imagine you simply say, "I've got something important. Let's see what happens." That's it. The first person becomes predictable. The second person becomes interesting. This is not lying. This is selective communication. And understanding this difference is extremely important. When you reveal everything, people learn how you think. They discover your fears. They know your plans. And when someone knows everything about you, they can use you. Machiavelli said, "Your information is your currency. Don't spend it all at once." When you speak less, something interesting happens. People pay more attention because they know you never say everything. So whenever you do speak, they listen. That mystery, that curiosity gap pulls people toward you. Curiosity creates interest. Interest creates respect. And respect is power. Powerful people also know how to behave. They don't behave the same way with everyone. So, neither should you. You don't talk to your sister the same way you talk to your friends. You don't behave in a job interview the same way you behave at a party. Most people do this automatically. Their mode changes according to the situation. Machiavelli said, "Do it intentionally." Adaptive persona does not mean you are fake. It means you are effective. Think of water. Water takes the shape of every container it enters. In a cup, it becomes like a cup. In a bottle, it becomes like a bottle. But it remains water. Its true nature never changes. You should do the same. Every person has a different way of thinking. Some think analytically they need facts, data, and logic. Some think emotionally they need connection and understanding. Some think practically just tell them how the work will get done. If you speak to everyone in exactly the same way, you'll connect with only a few people. You'll lose the rest. And the people you fail to connect with can never truly become yours. That is why Machiavelli said, "Whoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times." If you want consistent success, learn to change yourself with time. But never change so much that you lose yourself, your values, your strategy, your true thinking. These should never change. The most powerful people are like diamonds. Many angles, many faces, but inside, one solid core. These powerful people also have one more quality that makes them even stronger. People who fear losing nothing cannot be controlled. Imagine someone in your office who is so afraid of losing his job that no matter what the boss does, he stays silent. He tolerates everything. He is so attached to his job that now the job controls him. This is the poison of attachment. Machiavelli said, "The thing you are not afraid to lose has no control over you." Think about two people negotiating a deal. The first person desperately needs the deal. He has already planned everything he'll do after it is completed. The second person wants the deal too, but if it doesn't happen, he has other options. Now tell me, who will perform better? The second person, because he has no fear of losing the deal. That's why he can set his own conditions. He can speak honestly. And if things don't go in his favor, he can simply say no. The most confident person in a room never worries about what people think of him. He doesn't care how others notice him, because he is completely detached from people's opinions. And that gives him dark confidence. Start slowly, one thing at a time. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need every plan to happen exactly the way you imagined. What matters is being right. What matters is getting results. People always say, "Don't worry about the fruits, focus on your actions." Even we used to believe that because nobody ever told us that you cannot truly focus on your actions without thinking about the outcome. People say, "Trust the process. Results will come automatically. Don't chase results." But think about this. Imagine a cricket match. The batsman needs 12 runs in one over to win. Should he ignore the result? Should he calmly play dot balls and wait forever for the perfect delivery? If he does that, he'll lose the match. That is why you should become obsessed with outcomes. The world only cares about results. When you apply to a college or sit in a job interview, nobody asks, "How hard did you work? How many hours did you study? What projects did you build?" They simply look at your mark sheet, they look at your results. And within 1 second, they decide whether you're in or out. That's how the world works. Nobody really cares about you. They care about your results. So stop pretending to be nice. Stop pretending to be hardworking. Do the actual work that brings real results. That is why Machiavelli said, "The end justifies the means."